Hi, you are listening to The Integral Being with Irina Childs, author, leader and educator, and the founder of Integral Studies Academy. This is the educational podcast that brings together spirituality and leadership, science and art, creativity, yoga and innovation. Thank you for listening in. It's a podcast for people wanting to learn how to reach the peak of human potential and live the integral happy life that you are born to live. I'm delighted to share with you the steps to take you there, as well as clear strategies and esoteric knowledge that can support your everyday life and work by transforming your perspective, taking you from unanswered questions to clarity, from a multitude of opinions to wisdom and unifying reality. In this podcast, I'd like to talk about the 7 mysterious layers of consciousness that exist inside every human being. This is an introduction into this fascinating field because to know it requires practice and dedication and also application of knowledge. In other words, we can talk about the 7 musical notes, but in order to become a musician, practice is also required. So these layers of consciousness are corresponding also to the first 6 chakras and the 7th fundamental center of the being. So we have 7 centers, but first 6 are called chakras, and the 7th is called the fundamental center. These centers are pointing out to areas in our being where certain types of energies are being received. And what are these chakras, you might ask? Well, they are distinct centers or resonators that exist within the inner universe of every human being. These resonators are fundamental systems that emit and receive information specific to the 7 fundamental ranges of vibration which exist in the universe or the macrocosm. The same way a radio emitter receives information and broadcasts it out, in the same way the inner resonators that we have this role or play this role within ourselves. However, not all of them work to the capacity unless we have awakened them. And before going any further, I'll explain how we do this and what a resonance phenomena is from the scientific perspective and also from the perspective of the yoga practice. In the yoga practice, resonance is a process of initiating and amplifying phenomena that is consciously perceived in the human being. A resonance process starts and takes place when a vibrating frequency is close enough or coincides with one of the frequencies that the universe of the yogi is capable of resonating with, as long as the resonance process is maintained. In other words, the resonance is an extremely complex phenomena, but which waves of infinite energy from the universe can put certain areas of correspondence from our being in a state of vibration, as long as our own vibrating frequencies are close or equal to the vibrating energy of the cosmic source of that energy. And also, the energy carried out by the vibration is large enough with the respect of the distance that separates the 2 systems. A consciously engaged yoga practice helps to awaken the amazing resonance processes that are present on various levels of our inner universe. And then a multitude of phenomena occurs caused by the modulated energy that is directly received from the gigantic centers that exist in the universe. These centers are always vibrating with a frequency that is close to the vibration of the corresponding point in our microcosm. And these are those corresponding points, the chakras. The continuity of the process of resonance is best maintained through uninterrupted mental concentration. And providing that all the parameters that trigger the resonance are kept constant, the connection tends to be then infinite. People have made and are still making their own destiny through their own predominant types of energy they circulate, which generates certain thoughts, and these thoughts generate certain actions. The quote, which is on the frontispiece of the Delhi temple, "Know yourself and you'll know the universe," together with its hidden powers, it actually exemplifies this exact phenomena of the corresponding resonance between our inner universe, our microcosm, as we can call it, it's a smaller size, and the universe, or the macrocosm. Also, Tantra Sara says, there's an Oriental quote, "That which is here," which is the microcosm of our being, "is everywhere," or in other words, in the universe. That which is not here in our being is nowhere, or in other words, it doesn't exist in the universe. We can say that these 7 resonators, or center of powers, so chakras, in our current understanding, are vibrating systems of reception and emission, quite different from one another, which can enter into resonance with different exterior vibration energies from the universe, whose frequency are almost equal to their own frequency, given a certain range. These distinct resonators have the role of putting the human being in an instant resonance when they are awakened and controlled consciously with an infinite number of energies from the entire universe. The adequate activation of this power center, or chakras, allows the one who energizes them and puts them in unison with the great infinite power from the universe to attain undeniable paranormal capacities that are valid both inside and outside of the human being. And I'll briefly talk now about the places where these 7 resonators can be felt inside and outside of the human body and their essential characteristics. So the first one is called Muladhara Chakra and is at the base of the spine. And the characteristic of this is life, potential, energy. It also is linked to rigidity and adaptation. And this center controls our vitality. And we'll talk more about it in an episode designated to this, because I'm going to cover them in individual short episodes where we can explore the characteristics more. So the next one is called Swalistana Chakra and is just above the sexual organs, and it's controlling the instinctual energy, sensitivity, sexuality, and social behavior. Also social integration and our belonging to certain communities. The third one is called Manipura Chakra, and it's based at the navel area. This is in relation with the expansion, control, dynamism, willpower, and self-confidence. You can almost see here through this brief explanation how some of those, by awakening them, can develop these qualities that are innate. So, for example, at this level is also courage at the level of Manipura Chakra. The fourth one is called Anahata Chakra, and it's found in the cardiac plexus area, and it deals with energies of love, altruism, harmony, affection, sympathy, and so on. The fifth one is called Vishuddha Chakra, and it's based in the neck area, and this allows us to experience sublime experiences, aesthetic revelation, to have very refined inspiration, and also states of purity, to experience very good states of purity. The sixth one, called Atna Chakra, it's located in the forehead area above the eyebrows. And this allows people who awaken this center to enjoy clairvoyance, to be telepathic, to have extraordinary mental power, to awaken geniality and genius-like qualities, and also allow superior intuitions. And Sahasrara, which is the supreme center of the being, it's above the top of the head, so it's located in the head area, And this allows us the connection with the eternal, the absolute, with the divine source or God the Father. It allows us access to pure spirituality and to wisdom. Depending on the level of awakening and energization of a certain chakra, the consciousness of the human being has certain characteristics and a certain specificity, and that particular person can act and behave in a certain way. The advanced yogis have always underlined the importance of awakening and fully energizing of all the subtle centers, all the resonators within the human being. And this awakening at all the levels of our being, it allows a person who has done that to actually live an integral life, to have all the 7 perspectives and not just a partial perspective. And this is extremely important. And as I'll talk through all of them, you'll see why. You'll see how missing one of them can actually give quite a skewed perception of reality and can lead to degrees of unhappiness at different levels, where when you have all of those layers of consciousness and all of those resonators fully awakened and fully energized, optimized inside yourself, you can experience life fully, you can enjoy it fully, you can experience states of happiness, of wisdom, a very good harmonious social integration, abundance, financial abundance in your life, and so on. It is all very, very related and very interlinked. And I can't wait to take you further down on this journey. Thank you for your attention. If you'd like to know more, join our awesome community called Integral Being. Just go to facebook.com/groups/Integral Being. Alternatively, you can get hold of my free guide and relaxation audio on how to go from stressed to refreshed that can be found on integralstudies.co.uk. Thank you for listening to Integral Being Podcast, the voice of Integral Studies Academy.